in, and it's moving 4 cars an hour, and so we spent the night in the line. And people were crossing, and we finally we get to about a half a mile to the border, and they set up feeding stations, sandwiches and soup and chai. You know, if you go to Ukraine, hot tea. And so after we all ate each about 10 sandwiches and 3 or 4 cups of tea, of soup and everything, we thought, okay, we're going to make it. We're going to get across. And so about 1 o'clock in the morning, we get to the border crossing, and there's a lady with a machine gun. I don't know why they put the ladies there. I guess they wanted it to be a soft condition, you know, when they tell the people, you can't go, you can't cross. For that 50 hours, there was a car right in front of us with a dad with children in there. He's probably about 40. And I kept telling my wife, they're not going to let him cross. What is he doing? They're not going to let him cross. Only if he's got a paper that he's some kind of handicapped or invalid or something. So we got up there. He's right in front of us. He goes to cross. And then I said, they're not going to let him cross. And pretty soon he's got his backup lights on. He's turning around and coming back. 50 hours. And why did they do that? They just think maybe they can slip through. I don't know. But the problem is the law also says if a Ukrainian man from 18 to 60 crosses the border of the Ukraine, if you go out, right now if you go out, you can never come back to the Ukraine the rest of your life. You're banned the rest of your life. So it's pretty bad. So finally we get to the place to cross. The lady says, all right, open all the doors and take everything out, and we're going to check everything. And I said, okay. So she comes around, she opens the door, she looks at all of us. We haven't slept, we haven't bathed. Our van is full of, it's just a mess. All of our luggage in the back piled up to the ceiling, and our cat sitting on top of the luggage. She looked at that and she started laughing. She said, go, get out of here. Thank you. So first you have to cross the Ukraine border and the Ukrainian border police. You have to go through them, and then you have to go through the Slovakian side and go through their police check-through point. Well, see, in the Ukraine, there is no exact law about dual citizenship. And so when your children turn 18, they're supposed to choose mothers, which is Ukrainian, or dads, which is American. And of course, I ordered them since about 3 seconds after they were born, I ordered our children, you will never give up your American citizenship. You want to take the Ukrainian, that's fine, but you're not going to give up this one. So somehow their mother, and I don't know if y'all are recording this, but she got them passports, Ukrainian passports. Well, when you cross the border, we're crossing the border with the American passport, and the police are going to look at that, and they're going to look in there, and they're not going to see a visa or registration. And Rick's 4 years from 18, he's 22. And so one of the reasons why I got all that Ukrainian money was I was getting ready to pay a big fine, probably $300 to $500, maybe even more. I was going to pay whatever I needed to pay so we could go ahead and go on through. And of course, we're praying for the next big miracle after all the miracles that God did for us. And we get there, and they're checking everything. Then they pull Rick out of the van and take him into the office. And I said, okay, here it is. And of course, the prayers are getting more and more fervent and intent and serious, as they always were, but much more at that point. And after about 15 minutes, he comes out, and I said, okay, they're letting him out. They're going to tell us how much the fine is. The border policeman, he goes another direction. And Rick comes toward us. And I said, well, what's going to happen? What's happening? He comes to the van. He gets in. I said, Skiki Straff, how much is the fine? And he said, drive. Another miracle. So we get to the last point, and it's another lady with a machine gun. And she says, okay, open all the doors, and we're cleaning everything out. We're looking for the bombs and the grenades and the bullets. We don't have any. Oh, we got to check. So she goes around, she opens the door, and she looks into that cabin of that van, and she smiles a little bit. Then she goes back out, and she goes to her colleague, and she says, you go and you inspect it. You do it. And she said, no. And then the man with the Kalashnikov, he comes out, and he said, you inspect it. And he said, no. And they said, okay, we will all go. So they all came around, opened the door, looked inside, saw the cat up there, and they just broke out laughing. They said, boy, show us just a key. What is this? And I said, we are servants of the Most High God, and we're moving to Slovakia. And they said, fast, go. And finally we were through. Thank God. So I tell Daniel, he's our computer whiz guy, he's got the big phone, and I say, take us to the first hotel. I don't care where it is, just the closest. We get there in a few minutes, it's full. It's 2:00 in the morning. The lady says, but I want you to go to this town, Rosenberg. She came out and looked at us, She said, okay. Rosenberg, no, Humane. Go to Humane. And there's a big hotel there called the Alibaba. And you go there, and there will be rooms for you when you get there. Thank you. So we get in, we drive. It's maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes later, we get into the town. We see a big hotel. We say, okay, they've got room. We came in, we're trying to get checked in. They're looking at us. They're trying to figure out what we are. I said, we're evacuees from the Ukraine. Okay, we have a full hotel of evacuees. Okay. She said, you're very lucky. I said, well, I don't believe in luck. I believe in the Lord. She said, oh, because we're full except for 2 rooms. And I see here, and she named the name of that lady that she called, and we were going to give those rooms to some other people, but because we know her and she's our friend, we held those rooms. It had been like almost 4 days since I'd laid horizontal, and I don't have a bad back. And so she gave us the rooms, and at 3:00 in the morning, finally, we were delivered. Aren't you thankful? That's not the end of the story. I don't know how much time I have. Probably time is gone. It's 1:00? Oh my. Are y'all supposed to eat or something? Okay. You want me to talk about peanut butter some more? No. And he gathered them out from the lands, from the east, the west, the north, the south. They wandered in the wilderness. They found no city to dwell in, hungry and thirsty, their soul fainted. Then they cried unto the Lord, the Eternal. That's King James. In their trouble. And he delivered them out of their distresses. And I'm here to say, with all fervency, we serve a delivering Jehovah. Maybe just a little quick, because the next part isn't really good. we're going to Bratislava, which is like going it's from one end of the country to the other, to the embassy to try to get my wife a visa so we can come here. That was our plan. We get halfway there, it's about 6 p.m. My wife said, okay, I'm going to the wheel. And I said, no, we're going to get a room. I said, I'm tired of us suffering. I'm tired of our children suffering. We're going to get a room. So we pulled into this little town in the mountains of central Slovakia. And I thought I made a wrong turn because Daniel was taking me to the hotel. And I did make a wrong turn, but when we turned around the corner, there was a building with a Ukrainian flag on it. So I said, and at the top of the building was a sign for hotel. And I said, there's a Ukrainian hotel. Maybe it'll be cheaper than that Alibaba. So I went there, and they said, no, this is not a hotel. This is a refugee help center that we just opened 2 hours ago. And we've got rooms, hotels, apartments that have been donated where you'll be able to stay for free. And how many of you are there? And I said, there's 7. They said, okay. And they said, how long do you need? And I said, we just need one or 2 nights. We just need to rest, and then we're going to Bratislava. Okay. So they put us in this real nice building, 2 rooms with bunk beds, very nice, very clean. And the lady that was the manager, she said, okay, you're going to stay 2 nights? I said, yes. Well, the second day after my wife rested, she got her accordion. She began to play and worship the Lord. And pretty soon some other refugees had gathered around by our door. And here comes the manager lady, and she listens. And after Lena's done singing, she said, how long do y'all stay? We said 2 days. She said, you can stay as long as you want to. Thank you, Lord. He's good, isn't he? God bless you.
Well, I can tell there's even more to that story, but how long will you be in the States, do you know?
Until I get my new passport, because it's expired.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Put in, and they say it can take 2 months. I paid for the express, but at least another month.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, thanks for sharing with us, and we want to stay in touch with you, and we want to continue to be a part of your life too. So, all right, well, thanks for coming today. Everybody's welcome to stay for lunch. Look forward to more visiting and communicating here in the afternoon. All right, well, let's go ahead and stand. Brother Tony, would you close us in prayer?
Bless you, Father, we just thank you and praise you for this beautiful day and for the presence of your Holy Spirit here this morning. And we thank you for the words that we heard, the testimony, and how Yahweh takes you through it all. And we just give you praise, Father, for all that you do for us. And sometimes we're blind to the things that you do. But Father, I just pray you be with us throughout the remainder of the day, that you guide us and direct us in all things. And that the spirit that we feel here this morning, Father, that don't leave, we'll leave the door. I just pray Yeshua would take that from down in all. We just give you glory and praise. In Yeshua's name we pray.
Amen.